Hey everybody, Johnny Boy here, and I'm going to talk about a game that I received from my grandparents as a child. Perhaps the very first game that I've ever played, and it's a children's computer game to boot. Pajama Sam 3, or more specifically, Pajama Sam 3, You Are What You Eat From Your Head to Your Feet. Wow, that's a mouthful. As a child, my computer gaming was pretty limited. And by pretty limited, I mean I was limited to the games that the computer came with, which was Dig Dug, Pac-Man, and that awesome spaceship pinball game. I also did play the Reader Rabbit series growing up, but I'll talk about that another time. Other than those games, my PC game collection was a bit lacking. That was until my grandparents sent me and my sisters Pajama Sam 3 for Christmas. The only thing I can remember from my attempts to play this as a child was that I was never able to beat it because I could never figure out how you're supposed to save Granny Smith. Smith! But things have changed. I'm sure I'll be able to figure out what I need to do to beat this game because I am no longer a child. I am a man-child! The game starts off with Sam opening up and consuming 20 boxes of cookies so he can collect the box tops and put them in the mail so he can get his Pajama Man action figure with
Titanic elbow thrust!
You know, I've heard that nothing, not even God, can withstand the might of the Titanic elbow thrust. Well, unless it happens to be an iceberg. As Sam is about to consume his last box of cookies, they revolt, not only taking his box tops, but running away into the kitchen. I guess something about seeing the crumbs that are fallen brethren on the face of a freakish blue child didn't sit right with them. Which, in the end, was probably a good thing for Sam, because at this point, I didn't know what he would have gotten first, the action figure or diabetes. After finding Sam's trusty cape, he heads into the pantry to confront the cookie menace.
The pantry, of course. Hello? Is somebody there?
Nobody here but us potatoes.
Okay, that's a frickin' lie. There's also cereal, tuna, Illuminati. Also, does anyone else notice Sam's complete disregard for common sense in this situation? First, if you see food run away from you, it's time to do two things. Call a psychiatrist and lay back on the food. Because if you eat so much that not only do people run from you, but food does as well, then maybe it's time to cut back on the Twinkies. Fatty. Second, if you're chasing someone and they go into a dark closet, do not go into the closet. And finally, third, if you call into the closet and you hear more than one voice, then you shouldn't go into the closet. That's just asking to get diddled. I mean, that's like rule number 1 of avoiding strangers. If you need some tips on how to avoid strangers, ask a parent, or search on YouTube or anywhere else online for an educational stranger danger video. Just say no. Not that one! Well, after completely ignoring all the obvious red flags, Sam goes into the closet and gets sent back 40 years into the past and thrown into the funkiest disco food party. In order for us to progress, we need to do something about this cake. Digging through it shouldn't take long, but... Sam! Seriously, dude, you have a problem. You eat desserts like I breathe air. If you don't control yourself, you're going to end up looking like Violet Beauregard.
Well, thanks everyone. This is a great party, but I think I should be going now. It's almost my dinner time and I wouldn't want to spoil it. My mom made all that broccoli? I like beer!
Well, Sam, you did it. You've somehow landed yourself in jail with what I'm assuming is the most evil thing that is food-related.
I'm Florette. Are you a political prisoner too?
You know what? I actually wasn't too far off. This broccoli is Florette, a food delegate representing the vegetables in an upcoming peace conference. Funny, it's usually kids instigating the food fights, not food themselves.
I think I'm in here because I said I didn't want to spoil my dinner.
Or, and I may be wrong here, it's because you not only devoured 19 boxes of sentient cookies, but may have also offhandedly mentioned that you plan on cannibalizing other food groups in front of a group of food.
Hooray, it's open!
Sam, you did it! Quick, let's get out of here before they come back.
Florette, I'm gonna be honest with you here. You may be safer in the cage than with Sam. I mean, he literally just devoured a candy cane in front of you, and I'm sure he's done even worse things with food than that.
I've got to get to that peace conference at the food pyramid as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for getting us out of there, Sam. You're a real hero. See you later.
Now that Sam is out of jail, here's where the game really picks up. As forementioned by Florette, there is currently a threat of war in the island of Mop Top. So the carrot from the first and second Pajama Sam has assembled a peace conference, but only 2 of the 6 delegates have arrived. The rest are scattered throughout the island, and it is up to you to save the delegates and bring them back to the peace conference. But in order to do that, Sam needs to find a way to get to the other islands.
I don't want to get too wet before dinner, but maybe you could give me a ride.
Sure, hop on.
Oh, yeah! Oh, my!
I'm uncomfortable. Now that we can move around the islands, it's time to rescue the other delegates. And in order to do that, we have to meet with some of the island's inhabitants, like these 2 sisters, Selena and Selma Celery. One likes to teach you how to dance, and the other one likes to teach you about etiquette. But I only have a coupon for free etiquette lessons, so let's talk to Selma.
The dinner plate goes in the center with the bread plate to the left and the glass or glasses at the upper right. Silverware should be placed as follows: forks on the left, salad fork, seafood fork, and steak fork.
Then there's this banana who's trying his hand at comedy.
What goes ha 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 ha, plop plop plop? An orange holding its breath.
I know that he's trying to make the audience's side split with laughter, but his humor doesn't seem to be very appealing with the crowd. Boo. Bad joke. We also run into who has to be one of my favorite characters from the game. This dude.
Do you like selling balloons?
Oh yeah, it's the fulfillment of all my hopes and dreams.
He is sarcastic, and I love him for it. Now, while talking to these people can be fun, it's time we rescue the delegates. There are 4 delegates we need to rescue: Pierre LePan, Granny Smith, Bean 47, and last but not least,
I'm Chuck Cheddar, Cheese of Adventure!
I wish it would echo whenever I said my name. Maybe it's because I'm not giving myself some kind of proper title. I am Johnny Boy, Breaker of Wind! Yeah, it doesn't have the same effect for me. Most delegates require some kind of convoluted puzzle solving in order to save them, like running around on the island and finding out random facts so you can use this fortune cookie's giant horn to cause an avalanche, which will save Chuck and would probably also murder everyone in the surrounding area. Or helping the banana with his comedy routine so he'll give you his clown shoes, which you can give to Selena so she can teach the soda cans a new and less bouncy dance so you can save Granny Smith. But I think one of my favorite delegates to save is Bean 47, because of how ridiculously easy and stupid the solution is. Once you get to the construction site, you find out that all the beans are on strike, and both the foreman and Bean 47 aren't exactly sure why.
I'm Pajama Sam. I'm here to help you.
Thanks, I'm 47.
Gee, you look much younger.
No, my name is 47.
That's a strange name.
Well, I never met anybody named Pajama before either.
Although if you weren't being such a smart aleck and would help me figure out why they're on strike to begin with, maybe I could get you down, you butt! I don't even get how you got stuck up there in the first place. I know you're some kind of secret agent. I mean, the barcode totally gives it away. Once we talk to the foreman about the complaint list on his desk, he realizes that in order to answer some of the complaint on the list, that he'll need to get a proper head count of all the beans to meet their needs. During which time we set our plan into motion. So what do? Take this opportunity to talk to all the beans about how we may all be different, but our differences is what makes us stronger as a collective group. Or how about leading one side into a bloody war against the other beans, which would last years, and by the end of it, nobody really understands why they were fighting in the first place. I'll give you a couple of seconds to come up with your own answer. Did you guess that all you have to do is switch the signs? Because that's all you have to frickin' do. Now that I've saved all the delegates, it's time to go to the peace conference. However, once we arrive, things don't seem to be going so smoothly as the delegates begin fighting.
What do you know, you old crabapple?
A lot more than you overgrown lump of mold.
Stop! You're all being silly fighting like this. If there's one thing I've learned since I've been here, it's that no food is an island.
What?
What are you talking about?
All the best things to eat are made by different kinds of food working together. And that's what you should all be doing. Instead of fighting, you can work together to create new and better things.
All right! Yeah! Let's do it!
Well, now that the day is saved and Sam is free, I wonder if he's learned to treat the other food groups with respect. Hey, did you like the video? If you like what I do and want to see more of me, like and subscribe. And if you have a suggestion for a video you want me to do, then let me know in the comments below. And hopefully if the Switch doesn't consume every moment of my life, then I should have another video up soon. So I guess I'll see you then.